Do you believe that he is the best manager in the Premier League?
Personally, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, no, I do think that he's the best manager to have walked through that Premier League hemisphere. He's literally, what has he not done? That's the question. He's pretty much done everything that's expected of a manager, especially to that kind of high standard. He's beaten. I know Alex did say he's one of the best managers, not the best. For me, I think he's the best. I don't think there's anyone that would compare themselves to Pep Guardiola.
Alex, please tell me who you think it is. And
Sir
why.
Alex Ferguson, he's won 13 Premier League titles. Guardiola's won 6.
Okay.
I think when you've won more than double the amount of Premier
Guardiola's
League
won,
titles.
what, 4 Champions Leagues?
Do you not think?
But with City
How long?
in the Premier League.
How long was Ferguson with Manchester United?
Ooh,
exactly, that's his record.
what a
Well,
shout,
exactly.
Clinton
So
Khan.
maybe-
No, but if you look at when he joined, so he joined Man United in 1986 and left in 2013. He managed
Do you know what that means?
50,
Damn.
but
So you would have.
Game.
Listen, your son could have been a granddad.
So that's
if you
30
get-
years, and he's won almost half of those Premier Leagues. That
Yeah,
is
but
unbelievable.
no, but listen.
With the
this is
team
the
that he
reason.
had.
This is the reason why I am saying Pep Guardiola for me is because the truth is, if you give him that same amount of time to have Manchester City, he's probably going to break
But that's
that
the
one.
thing, he won't be in that job that amount of time. That is
Yeah.
the thing. Sir Alex Ferguson being that long in a job it will never be repeated again. You can say that if Guardiola was there as long as Ferguson, he will never be there as long as
Definitely.
Ferguson will be.
Yeah.
The times where managers stay at clubs for 20 years, I think it's unheard of. And for him to win, 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues, I know we're sticking to the Premier League, but 13 Premier League titles when he's coming up against like the Invincibles of Arsenal, some teams through the history that have been unbelievably strong. To win 13 Premier League titles in just under 30 years is unbelievable, and it's a feat that will never be achieved.
It's so funny how you just said in just under 30 years. Alex, you're not even up to half. I mean, you just went past half of 30 like recently, right? And
Me?
Yeah, of course. You
Me?
You only just went past half of 30.
What do you mean?
He's saying that you
I'm
just
saying
passed-
16 years old.
Well, I mean, no, you only just left 16 like a couple of years
8
ago.
years ago.
Yeah. So it's not that crazy long. But I mean, what I'm saying is, I don't think Pep Guardiola. Whatever Ferguson has done would be very difficult for Pep Guardiola to even do more if he wanted to. I feel like if he stays in Manchester, listen. Pep Guardiola is the one manager who has made football so boring. Like
But
it feels like
that's like saying, if I could win 15 Premier League titles, I would, but I don't really want to.
no, it's not about that. No, the thing is, they've just extended his contract by a year, right? Fact is, they've kept him all this while. All the while they've kept him as he produces results.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what makes you think that if he was still going to be there, like you said, it's not very normal for managers to stay in clubs that long, especially in this era. It happened with just a few people, like say Alex Ferguson. Maybe we can say as a winger at some point with Arsenal. I can't even remember how long he was there for. Probably not as long as Ferguson, right? But I'm saying to you, now we are now in an era where it's very common for managers to. Football has changed since the times of Ferguson, right? It's not just the players, even with the managers as well. Like we are now in an era where one person comes in a club and is staying there. And he will see kids growing up, and you will see somebody who's meant to be a granddad chilling in the pool with his grandkids, still coaching kids, somewhere. Do you understand? So for me, I still believe that Pep Guardiola, like you said, he's done it. He's done it in the La Liga. He literally made the best player we celebrate today. Like, he was the one who nurtured this guy. Somebody who, today, a lot of us, I believe that if I see him, I would die. This is somebody who went under Pep. So there is no way anybody breaks that one for me. I feel like in the history of football coaching, right now, is Pep Guardiola.
He hasn't even won as many trophies.
Okay, but Clinton made a really good point, though, with that, because I didn't even think of ratio game. 30 years, Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge. He won 13.
Or 27 years.
I think I just...
86, November 86 to 2013.
Okay, so it's how many? 28 years?
27, 28 years.
Okay, so that means let's do 27 for the sake of math here, because this is what we're doing. So that means that he has a 48% win rate. because he won 13 trophies in 28 years. Pep Guardiola won 6 trophies in 9 years. That's 75%. So I'm not saying Pep is better. I'm just saying from Clinton's point, I didn't even think about it like
I
this.
mean, for me, I was just looking based on, the whole time.
You can say that he won more, but he obviously coached more.
Yeah, of
but
course.
But that's what I'm
Pep's
saying.
won more in a shorter amount of time. Like he's done
And this is
it
the reason why.
faster.
This is the reason why I'm saying if you give the same.
I'm just
Pep-
playing devil's advocate
no.
here.
Listen. I mean, which I'm sure he understands, right? I'm saying that if you give Pep Guardiola the same amount of time, especially with this Manchester City,
He would never repeat what Ferguson did. Never in a million years.
What makes you think that though?
Because, like you said, he doesn't want to.
But
He'd get
I mean,
bored. He would
which
leave.
manager? Okay, hold on. Which manager has actually won the treble? Like, when was the last time the treble was won?
It
City.
was
They won it.
City won it, and before that it was
Liverpool, wasn't it?
no, Liverpool didn't win.
No,
the treble.
but my question is,
Barca
Ferguson.
Yeah.
How many times did he win it?
once.
He won 13 Premier League titles.
No, I'm
No,
talking
that's
about
not what he's
treble.
asking
Oh, how many
you.
times did he win the treble?
He won the treble once
Yeah,
in
once.
1999. Pep Guardiola did it twice.
And do you know the thing? Pep Guardiola did it twice, right?
But twice in the Premier League or twice across his career?
Well, twice across his
Well, we
career,
need to
but
check that one.
Ferguson did it once across his career.
Well, exactly.
we're
Yeah.
we're just talking about
Yeah.
trebles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we need to
But
look
I'd
at
say-
all of that. But the truth is, listen. There's no argument that you want to make here today, Alex, that we beat the fact that Pep Guardiola within a very short space of time has achieved. We just did a rough maths. Yeah, if somebody has 75% win ratio compared to the one who has in 30 years has 13, who are you going to?
But that's
I mean, also, you also got to also think about the fact that this Manchester City team. I don't know the history of. I'm a Manchester United fan. Quite ashamed. I don't know how everything started from the start. Obviously, I wasn't born at the time. But Manchester City is relatively one of the newest teams in the Premier League. Yeah, they're still very new. It's not like they've been there from let's say 1960 or whatever, right? And they've gotten to the point where one manager is put them literally in the map of football, where you've created monsters. We're talking about probably the best midfielders in the world have been in one team. This same manager being the one who has coached the best player that's ever walked through planet Earth, right? He has done it in the La Liga, he has done it in the German League, he's come to the Premier League and he has topped it real well. Like, what does... In fact, do you even know the funny thing? I feel that you should even put respect on his name for the fact that he's not just done it with the club, he's done it with both players and club. Do you understand? When you mention Alex Ferguson now, what comes to your head?
13 Premier League trophies.
No, but listen to me. I'm telling you, when you hear Alex Ferguson, what comes to your mind?
Best
Manchester
Premier League
United?
manager of all time.
No, that's your opinion.
But just because he's done it at one club
Yes.
doesn't mean he should be negatively...
No, absolutely. I agree with you. I
Just
agree with
because
you.
you've done it
No,
at
I agree with you.
3 different clubs
I agree
doesn't
with you.
mean it's better than
I
doing
agree
it
with
at
you.
one
I
club.
totally agree with you. But if you were some kind of hiring manager right now, and they ask you, Alex, you have these 2 candidates. One of them is managed in these 3 different. He has all the experience there, and you have this one who is just a gynecologist. He doesn't really understand the other parts of medicine.
What?
Who are you? No, it's just an example. I'm telling you, you as an Englishman, who I'm sure you pretty much understand how the system works, you would probably go with the one that has more experience, right? This is how the world works.
Yeah, Sir
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson, 27 years, 13 Premier League titles. That will never be repeated.
No.
Guardiola, in his time at City, has spent, close to £2 billion. Ferguson only spent 500 million quid in his 27 years at Man United.
Really quickly, can I just ask you guys, jump on our Twitter poll right now and go vote for your favorite manager in the Premier League, because YouTube's popping off
Well, I
right
see
now.
your opponent was saying, stop the English bias. Sir Alex Ferguson was Scottish.
I think he means like Great Britain.
And there's nothing to do with the British bias here. If Sir Alex Ferguson was Spanish, I'd still think he's better than Guardiola. I just think when you win 13 Premier League titles in 27 years, spending only 500 million across that team, across that period, you look at some of the players, we were looking at it just before we went on air, some of the players that he won that Premier League title with, you look at, Raphael at right back. These are players that, wouldn't get into a top 6 Premier League team now. They wouldn't even get into a Fulham team nowadays. You look at some of the players that he's won it with. A young David De Gea who was, making errors left, right, and centre. Yes, they had, Wayne Rooney and Robin van Persie, but the quality that Pep has and the money that he's spent, it's little wonder that he's won 6 Premier League trophies.
Listen to me, right? I think you're overthinking this whole thing. For me, I feel like we are comparing wins. We are not comparing money that was spent. Because at the end of the day, just the same way we've just told you, that one person has only had a few couple of years in the club compared to the one who has been there for 30 years. The way I see things is, who is do you not know? I mean, look at Ancelotti today, right? How much has been spent in Real Madrid? Introducing Mbappe. What is their win ratio?
I'm not taking it away from the achievement. I'm saying for Ferguson to win 13 Premier League trophies and only spend £500 million is unbelievably, it's unheard of.
Can I? I think excuse me. I hate the conversation about the money because if Ferguson could have spent $2 billion, he would have. I'm not taking away from Ferguson. I think what he did was, there's no shadow of a doubt that Fergie was one of the best managers in the Premier League. I think the way I look at it is not even about the stats. I just gave the math at the beginning just for, context. But when Pep Guardiola came to the Premier League was in a bad way. If you remember the late 2000s, Serie A was on fire. And then the early 2010s, kind of still until now, La Liga was it. Because Pep was also there. Real Madrid, Jose and Pep those days. And Pep came to the Premier League after Bundesliga and revitalized an entire league. Not only did he obviously make Manchester City an incredible side once, also the way he brings out the best in each player. Yeah. He knows where to play. He picks, but with him, and then a few years later, Jurgen Klopp, they revitalized a league that was dead. Yeah. Out of the top 5, Prem was suffering in the late 2000s, early 2010s.
But it was also suffering. It wasn't. It also wasn't the best league in the world in the 80s. You look at AC Milan, the Juventus team of that.
100%. But what I'm saying, I'm not looking at even what they win. I'm looking at how they coached. Pep changed the Premier League.
Listen,
but you can say the same about Ferguson.
No.
He's an icon of the game. Without Ferguson, United wouldn't be the club they are today. He changed football.
I think he changed football, but
I don't think he changed football. If there's anybody who's changed football for me,
I think Pep has done more.
It's literally Pep.
In terms of, I'm not talking about what they've won. I'm talking about influence, and I've never seen a coach that has been able to bring the best out of each player, move players out of positions and be like, just kidding.
Do you even know what it means that even players and ex-players are even accusing Pep Guardiola for changing the style of football today? Like, it's to tell you the impact he has created. Like, he's literally said, no, this is how I want football to be. This is how it is in my head. And people are actually copying Pep Guardiola football. And now listen, I'm not trying to say that even me as Clinton, that I love Pep Guardiola manner of play. No, I don't. I feel like they've killed football. However, what he's been doing has been yielding result for him every single place he's gone to. So that's the main reason why he's been Pep Guardiola. He cannot change. This is his winning formula.